What's going on, everybody? Spunky Nice 91 coming, guys, another video. Connect you guys with my Eagles Chiefs Week 2 2025 preview. Coming into Week 2, the Eagles are 1-0 after defeating the Dallas Cowboys in the 2025 season opener. The Kansas City Chiefs played the day after against their division rival, the Los Angeles Chargers. They lost to the Chargers for the first time in years. So the Chiefs are coming to this game 0-1. The Eagles are coming to this game 1-0. Of course, this is a Super Bowl rematch, you know, from Super Bowl 59. Of course, also they played the Super Bowl 57, but yeah, no, but definitely Super Bowl rematch. Defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles against the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs. Going to this game, the keys to victory are always the same. It starts up front with the trenches. Big men up front, they're the ones who set the tone for the game. And Eagles got really lucky. Some very good news earlier this week when we found out that Jalen Carter, who literally was ejected in the game he was ejected from the game against the Cowboys before there was even a snap. Of course, spitting on Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott after Dak Prescott spit in his way, smiled while he did after he did it, and Jalen Carter reacted and spit on Dak Prescott. Something that I hope that Jalen Carter learns from and does not allow to happen again. The NFL handed him a $57,000 fine. You know, so hopefully it's something that he's learned from, and it's not something that's going to be an issue, you know, going forward. But putting that aside, Jalen Carter will be playing this game, which is damn, you know, very good news, because we saw in that game against the Cowboys, not having Jalen Carter on that field was let's just say he was definitely missed. We'll go with that. He was definitely very missed, and it showed early in that game. It definitely showed early in that game. However, I do get a defense props for, you know, as the game went on, I thought the defense did play better. Even though there were some times late in that game that you know, the Eagles got lucky because of a couple of drops by the Cowboys, but it's only the first game of the season, so I'm not gonna be overcritical of that game. You know, like I said, just early in the season. But hopefully we see a better defensive performance in this game. And what a great and if the Eagles do come out here and have a great defensive performance, what a great way to have a great defensive performance against the Chiefs. You know, the Eagles absolutely dominated this team in Super Bowl 59. The Chiefs did not score a single they did not score a touchdown until late in the game when the Eagles had taken most of their starters off the field. So it'd be great to be able to have a great defensive performance against them yet again, like we did in the Super Bowl. My prediction is the Chiefs are gonna do the same strategy overall that they did in the Super Bowl. They're gonna try to take away Saquon Barkley and try to force Jalen Hurts to put the ball in the air. And that's my prediction. You know, they're definitely gonna try to take away the running game and try to make Jalen Hurts beat him with his arm, which he obviously did do in Super Bowl 59. But yeah, getting back to this game in general. It starts with the big men up front, offensive line, defensive line. Those guys, they set the tone for the game. Going to our defensive line. Defensive line has had we gotta get more pressure. Against Dallas, that was a glaring thing that the D line could not get the pressure. And there were times where Dak Prescott had way too much time to throw, and he was comfortable in that pocket, and he was just scanning down the field, and he was going to CeeDee Lamb, his favorite target. I would say at least 7 out of 10 times. That can't happen this game. We got to get the pressure to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, is the best quarterback in the NFL. I know a lot of people would agree with me on that. You cannot let that guy get comfortable in that pocket, because Patrick Mahomes, when he is comfortable, when he starts getting in the groove, it's gonna be a long day for you. It's gonna be a long day for you. And we know with Patrick Mahomes, when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, he's also a guy who can extend plays with his legs. He makes acrobatic moves constantly. So he's a guy that you do not want to get comfortable. You want him to feel uncomfortable all game. His favorite target, of course, is his tight end, of course, his tight end, Kelce. And, that's a guy that we have to make sure, Travis Kelce, we have to make sure that Travis Kelce, does not get open in the middle of the field, because I'm about to say Dak. That is a bad day for you if you let Travis Kelce constantly get open down the field. Patrick Mahomes is gonna find him, and he's gonna move those chains constantly if you allow him to get comfortable throwing to Travis Kelce. Other guys that we have to worry about in the passing game, because the Chiefs obviously are a pass first team. Marquise Hollywood Brown is a guy that we have to keep a very close eye on. Juju Smith-Schuster is another one that we have to keep a very close eye on. Xavier Worthy is a speedster that can stretch the field. He's a guy that our secondary has to do a better job covering this week, because they're gonna have their hands full. A lot of these guys, in the passing game of the Chiefs, can definitely can hurt you downfield. So secondary secondary's gotta be better this week. Quinyon Mitchell, I'm not too much worried about Quinyon Mitchell in coverage. Adoree Jackson, I'm still waiting to see what as the season goes on with Adoree Jackson. But if he continues to perform the way he did against the Cowboys, then the Eagles might have to consider making a move in the before free agency, not free agency, before the trade deadline. They may have to consider making a move. They definitely have to consider making a move to go find another corner if we continue to have performances like in week 1 with Adoree Jackson. I was hoping that Kelee Ringo would step up in that position, but he has just not been what we hoped he was. What he was at college, so far in his NFL career. I still hope there's hope for him. But, so far have not been impressed with Kelee Ringo, and clearly not the coaching staff either. That's why he's not in that number 2 spot. But, gotta get the pressure on Patrick Mahomes. Take away the running game with Pacheco. They're running back Pacheco. Take away their running game. Coverage in the secondary has to be great. Linebacker core, of course, Trotter Jr., Zach Bond, Nolan Smith. The Eagles also, they also signed Zadarius Smith, who they also signed him, who played for the Lions last year. Hopefully he can provide some type of spark for us on the line, as a pass rusher, because we definitely need it. I need guys like Jalen Hunt and Jordan Davis. I need those guys to step up. Jalen Carter, as great as he is, he's gonna get double teamed. The Chiefs know how good Jalen Carter is. We need other guys to step up and get that pressure on Patrick Mahomes. Now, offensively, the Eagles need to get started. They need to get going early. I was very happy with the offensive performance against the Cowboys in the first half. Second half, not so much. The Cowboys obviously made adjustments, and the Eagles offense just could not move the ball as effectively as they did in that first half. I need to see the Eagles offense consistently move the ball down the field for 4 quarters. Get that running game going early. Like I said, I expect the Chiefs to do everything they can to take away that running game. They're gonna try to stuff the line and they're gonna try to blitz constantly. But get that running game going early with Saquon Barkley. We got bad news that Will Shipley got hurt, so he is out. But obviously having Will Shipley out is that sucks. Because I had high hopes for him this year, and for him to be out possibly 6 to 12 games, it sucks. But AJ Dillon, I was pretty happy what I saw with him in the limited carries he got. The Eagles traded for Tank Bigsby from the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll see this week just how much playing time he gets. But try to get that running game going early. We got bad news that Dallas Goedert, who seems to always be hurt nowadays, just constantly injured, will not be playing this game. He's out with an injury. So, that sucks. But, in his place, of course, we have Grant Calcaterra, we have Kylen Granson as well, that who have to step up and in this place. Jalen Hurts loves using the tight end. He was definitely, Dallas Goedert was definitely a safety net for him in week 1. But get that running game going. That opens up things to play action. Grant Calcaterra is definitely a very serviceable backup who has stepped up quite a bit when we needed him to. In the passing game, I would love to see. I need to see more from AJ Brown against the Cowboys. They constantly play zone, and AJ Brown could not get open. He finally got a catch late in the game, but it wasn't just him though either. Devontae Smith was barely getting open as well. Those guys, we need them to get open. We need to get that. We need to get the pass game going quite early, because I'm expecting this to be a big game in the air for the Eagles, because I expect the Chiefs to try to target, shutting down the run game. And that includes with Jalen Hurts with his legs. They're going to try to take that away as well. Jalen Hurts, despite the fact the running game wasn't really that, it was effective with, some of the carries that Barkley got, he got some pretty nice size carries, but it wasn't like, he took off a dominated game. A lot of the yards on the ground were Jalen Hurts using his legs to extend plays, which he is good at. But I expect the Chiefs to try to come and stop that in this game. So the passing game going through the air is I think it's going to possibly be big in this game. That's the way the Eagles are going to win this game. I want to see more for Jahan Dotson, more from John Mechie, who they have been using on special teams quite a bit. Keys to victory are the trenches. Offensive line, protect Jalen Hurts, give him time to scan that field, open up those running lanes, get the running game going early. My prediction, score-wise, I got the Eagles going into Kansas City and beat the Kansas City Chiefs by a score of 24-21. I think it's going to be a close game. It's not going to be a blowout like Super Bowl 59 was. I don't think anybody expected Super Bowl 59 to be the score that it was, but anything can happen, obviously, but I don't think the Eagles are going to blow them out in this regular season game. I think it will be a close game, and I think the Eagles will pull it out late in the game with a game-winning field goal. Game-winning field goal for Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott. 24-21 Eagles is my score prediction. Super Bowl 59. Super Bowl 59 rematch. This game's being played on Sunday at 4 o'clock. 1 to 4 o'clock late afternoon games. Doesn't get much better than this, man. Let's go out there and let's give those Chiefs another L. If we beat them, that'd be the third straight time we've beaten the Chiefs. We beat them in the regular season 2 years ago, 2023, and then we beat them, of course, the Super Bowl. And if we beat them tomorrow, that'd be 3 straight wins against the Chiefs. But everybody has to do their job. Every position, every side of the ball. Special teams got to be on point. The return game got to be on point. The kicking by Jake Elliott, has to be on point as well. Everybody has to do their job. Braden Mann definitely at punter has to pin the Chiefs as far back as he can for their offensive start. But yeah, I have this as a close game, but I have the Eagles, getting the victory 24-21. There you go. That's my preview for this game. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. As always, go Birds. Spunky 1991 is out of here. Fly, go fly. Peace.
That's all, folks.